Hi, this is Ron Jorgensen with Automated Dynamics, and today we're going to do a tutorial for register mapping in the DXM. For this tutorial, we're going to need two things, the DXM configuration tool and the specific datasheet of our node. Here, we're going to go to our register mapping, and we're going to use the tabs Read Rules and Write Rules. We click the button to add a read rule, and it creates a line for us. Here, we can give it a name. We're going to give it in node 1 to help us remember what we're doing. From our slave ID or node number, which is going to be 1, we're going to read a certain number of registers starting at, here we select our node registers that are specific to each node, and we're going to copy those to local registers. So here I have the datasheet pulled up for a P2. We have 8 inputs and 8 outputs. Here we can see that we'll do 1 plus the node number times 16. So since it's node 1, we know that our registers are going to start at 17, and we have 8 of them. So back at the DXM, in node 1, slave ID 1, we're going to read 8 registers starting at 17, and you can see that it autofills here. And we're going to copy those to our local registers so we can use them and read them in the DXM. So now we've mapped over our first 8 registers. Now we can go to write rules, and we're going to add a write rule. We're going to call this out node 1. We're going to write a certain number of local registers that aren't in use to a certain node or slave ID, and we're going to write those out to our remote node or our remote node. So we're going to write 8 local registers, and we can see here that we're going to start at 9 plus 1 times 16. So we're going to start at 25. So we're going to write 8 local registers from 25 through 32 to slave ID 1 to the remote registers over here from 25 to 32. So we can find that here. Now in our local registers, you can see that we have our local registers in use, we have those mapped, and we can individually name them at our local register configuration in node 1, 1. So now we can give it a name, a generic name such as in node 1, the first input, or we can simply call it photo I1. This one might be tank level, and so forth. And now when we make these changes here, our register mapping will automatically copy them to where we would like. Thanks again. This has been Ron Jorgensen.